I have 17 totes ready for screening. They weigh about maybe 25-30 pounds a piece. And this is the empty one. And just to let you know, when you go to feed them scraps, I noticed that if you take and feed them like potato skins and things like that, make sure that the potatoes that you put in there, if you put any in, are cut really thin, or just the shavings of the potato skins themselves, not chunks of potato, because that's what you get. Is they have a tendency to want to sprout stuff. The other things I run into is like on melons, things like that, where it have big seeds. Try to avoid as many seeds as possible too. And also, for example, like tomatoes and anything that's citrus, lemons, limes, stuff like that. The other thing too is onions. So like this is like a part of an onion, the skin of an onion. They don't eat that stuff. It doesn't break down. And really stuff like cabbage, I find too that like the red cabbage, it doesn't really break down, especially the hearts, and like the celery, the end of the stalk on the celery, where it doesn't really break down that quick. I try to avoid putting as much of that stuff in the compost. It's kind of a time-consuming thing, but I wind up pulling it out when I clean the bins out, because it just doesn't work out very well on certain things that you put in it. So just pay attention to that when you feed your worms. The stuff I took off the top of the bin that I had on the top of this screen, once I empty the bin, I take and dump that stuff back in, reintroduce it into the empty bin. That way when I finish screening and I pour more stuff on top of this, they'll have plenty of food at the beginning to eat, and eventually they'll start working their way back up to the top for more food. Okay, after screening one of the bins, this is what it looks like. 6 buckets of castings. And what I will do, after everything is all screened, I will take and actually put it through a sifter again and sift it by hand to get out any large like pine needles or anything that might have slipped through the screener. And then from there they will go into these drying racks to get some of the moisture out, or most of the moisture out. And then from there it will go to weighing and packaging. And just to let you know, this is what a screened bin looks like. It's all nice and clean, no big particles, no big pieces of organic material, no leaves, nice and clean. And what I will do at this point is I will let this sit for a couple of days, let the worms get reacclimated because they've been gone through the screener. And I will put a bed of organic food on top and cover it with some newspapers and just let it sit. And I'll continue to keep piling more feed on top of it for the next couple of months, and then it will be time to screen again on this particular bin.